You said Alex almost alluded to perhaps being on the show or something. Well, I mean, he has alluded to that several times. Not Michelle hate her fans. But let's see what Alex talking about today. Child, I played a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna play the whole 10 minutes.
Everything could have been done and we could have moved on. But honestly, I shouldn't have been surprised because you have a pattern of not doing the right thing. And I know you like to talk about people's patterns as you so conveniently brought up during the reunion. So let's talk about patterns. You know, I thought this whole thing was just merely going to be a platform for me to be able to express what happened through my point of view. And that's what parts 1 through 3 started out as, and things slowly started to change with 4 and 5. However, at no point was this a personal attack on Angela, just me expressing what happened through my point of view. But now I'm really in it.
How you in it now?
So I know everybody's aware of this text that I tweeted out a week or two ago. In this, I make mention of this very dubious cease and desist that Marcus received from this gentleman over here in this photo, Mr. Valentina. Now, I have not received anything from him. I have not been served. I don't know if he's truly trying to serve me. So I'm going to say allegedly for all of this, because I don't know since I have not received any documentation from him. But the fact that you're sending someone saying that they are a process server allegedly and allegedly trying to serve me to shut me up made me wonder, why are you still going so hard and pulling me into all of this? Then I find out that I hear allegedly that the show's about to start filming again, and maybe you just didn't want me speaking or talking about anything. I don't know. But let's talk about it. Since you couldn't just simply apologize and be honest, let's talk about your pattern, Angela, of how you viciously attack people when they tell the truth.
Oh.
So first, I tell the truth in this TikTok series, and you do this and try to silence me. But remember, you guys, a year ago, I told you when we were at the gala and I spoke the truth that Phaedra had nothing to do with sending us in front of those people, Angela got so upset. She was so upset that she called my marriage fake, she threatened my life, and she called me the F word. And you can see this is a DM exchange between someone else and Britt Edie that they posted on Twitter. I had nothing to do with this. This person reached out, and this is what she said, all on her own volition.
Oh.
So now this is a DM group that I was placed in. Angela was placed.
I'm trying, when y'all be doing these TikToks, y'all need to stop and read the text because I ain't got time for this. Oh, somebody has said that Angela Oakley called that man an F word. And then allegedly Britt Edie said, yes, she did, and threatened his life. And then somebody said, oh, wow, OMG, they really protecting her then. And you find it funny how Shamia called you all sorts of horrors, but come to find out in this reunion trailer, she's tongue-kissing married women. Is that not horror-like? And then Britt said, I've seen worse from her. Ooh, and correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't they kind of skip over that Shamia and Portia had both been tongue wrangling Kandi? Like, didn't they kind of scooch over that? We need to know more. Like, who was really in the dungeon? Okay. Anyway, let me finish. We really don't care though. I was just being facetious.
Fruition. So now this is a DM group that I was placed in. Angela was placed in it as well, so she can see these things.
Child, they done got binge worthy in it and everything. Child, she saw binge worthy and left. She had war flashbacks. What is this? This is a text thread. Okay.
Too, but these are a lot of bloggers that often talk about RHOA. As you can see, this one up here is mentioning Bingeworthy. Everybody knows Justin Diego over at Bingeworthy. We all love him. Let's read this together. LMFAO. I wonder if Angela Oakley read anything in here because she's in the DMs as well. Somebody said she saw Bingeworthy and left. Laughing my fucking ass off. What happened between them? Fill me in. Angela did not like an edit he made on his channel and called him up and said, you don't know who you messing with.
Okay.
But it's okay because Justin said he still loves you. He's still ride or die for you. And that's good. You've got a lot of people who are still riding and dying for you, even though you're not the person that anybody thinks you are. And I say that because I don't think too many people are out here defrauding their own grandparents. I know most people actually go through great lengths to protect their loved elderly ones from fraud and from scams. But here, Angela Dion Reed went and falsely took out a loan for $17,000 in her grandmother's name so she could take $11,000 of it and pay her mortgage and split the other $6,000 with her cousin.
We talked about that too, and the FINRA and all of that stuff. And then she actually dived into my DMs when I did that video about FINRA. But whatever.
Now,
I'm kind of bored too. I'm playing it just because y'all want to hear it.
Wild to me is you can go and look up Angela Dion Reed and FINRA yourself. And you can see all of this yourself, but I'll still say allegedly. Because even in there in the hearing, they have the transcript where she does admit to it because of being under a hardship at the time. I've never been so hard up that I committed fraud against my own grandmother. But, so then you think that I wouldn't have been surprised when I came across her sister. You guys remember on the show, Angela briefly talks about her sister, but they bleep out her sister's name. And I'm sure that was strategic on Angela's part to make sure that nobody could find out her sister to get the whole story. Because, of course, Angela wants to paint whatever narrative it is that she has before anybody else can say anything. And in coming across her lovely sister on social media, I mean, the things that her sister have to say, I'm sure Angela knows is way deeper than anything I could ever say. And I mean, you guys can go take a look for yourself. This is the post her own sister had. Her sister sitting here telling you guys how Angela is lying on her and her character. And I mean, she's nothing more than just an honest Christian woman trying to make a living like the rest of us. However, Angela has decided to lie and publicly attack her credit. And you see, she said that this has been devastating for her. The same way that Angela was going to allow this to be devastating for Phaedra by going on with this lie, knowing Phaedra had nothing to do with it. In the same way, she's sitting there trying to silence me. It's a pattern of what she does. And see, that pattern does show up in your children. And I brought this out once before. But see, the fact that your daughter constantly tries to attack me and belittle the fact that I do wait tables as a server as if that's something to turn your nose up against shows what type of person that you've raised. You've raised the type of person that thinks that it's okay to do anything to make $1 except for have an honest day's work. And that includes defrauding your grandma and lying on the character of your own blood sibling. So now, of course, imagine my surprise when I come to find out all of these things and so much more. And, and in looking up, Mrs. Oakley, of course, I find out some things about Charles. And I came across this.
Lord Jesus.
Did you guys know that Charles Oakley assaulted a woman because she refused to have sex with him and his girlfriend? And I know you can look at the date up there. You see, this is from CBS News. This is not breaking news. This is not something that this is not jaw-dropping tea. But you see the date of that is 1998. I know y'all are thinking, oh my God, that's so long ago. That's 20 plus years ago. Why are we bringing up something that's that long ago? It's only because it then brought it made me believe this text message that I got from one of your castmates a little bit. The fact that he allegedly punched that woman in 98 because she wouldn't sleep with him and his girlfriend made me believe this text that I received back in May that says, what do you mean? Angela is a lesbian in real life and her and Charles are known swingers. Now, this is from a very reliable source, i.e. a castmate, another woman on the show, and it is not Phaedra. She's not the only one who don't like your ass. However, just so you guys can see, I'm going to go back just a little bit and show some more of this conversation to show that I ain't capped. Because y'all know, I always like to just try to just tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me. So let's wake up the connection. So this conversation started, as you guys can see below, May 9th at 2:45 p.m. This came from a fellow castmate, and I want to preface this conversation because all I'm trying to do always is make sure nobody gets in trouble behind anything that I do, just like I did with Phaedra, like I initially tried to do with Angela, and now I'm doing with this castmate. because it is not Phaedra. But as you see, I flat out lied to this cast member in the first couple of texts. I said, got call sheets. They have me and Marcus filming separately under paperwork, FYI. I'm stating this to say I lied and told this cast member that I was under paperwork, as in I had already signed my contract and NDA, so that way they could disclose things to me because I was under contract like everybody else. That was not true. I am not under contract. I have never been under contract, and I just flat out lied to them. Sorry about that, but that doesn't really matter. As you can see, I asked Fridays, he's filming with Cynthia and someone else. Am I filming with you on Friday? That person goes, okay, no, he's filming with Phaedra and Cynthia to clear up the lie he told. He needs to come clean and tell her everything. Told you this is not Phaedra. So then as you see, as it continues to go, she then goes, has Marcus talked to blank yet? And then I respond, no, who is that? To which she responds, Charles's main bitch.
Ooh.
Charles's main bitch. No, he hasn't yet. Don't worry about that. Charles Pillow Talks, blah, 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 blah. Don't worry about that. Blank is Charles's real bitch. He let Angela get cute with Blank and stop paying for her house. Multiple houses aren't getting paid for, not just Angela's. Wake it up. Don't worry about any of that. But as you go down, looking at the time, 3:28, 3:28, 3:29, 3:31, 3:30. Boom, 3:33, 3:33, where then they go, what do you mean? Angela Blank, her and Charles are known swingers, which now makes sense of like 98. You wanted that woman to sleep with you and your girlfriend. Kind of looks like it all might be true, allegedly. But I don't know. So like, follow, subscribe, comment, and let me know. Should I break down more of this? Do we need to do a part 7 to really get into the meat and potatoes of these text messages? You know, Angela.
Well, what had happened was that 10 minutes went by fast. What had happened was, I think I know who the text messages are from, but I'm going to let him tell it because we went to lunch and he had told me some stuff when we went to lunch that time, if you remember. And some of the stuff that he told me, he's actually saying in this. And he even told me the name of Charles's alleged side chick. I guess I could say that because it was something like Angelique or Angela or something. It started with an A, I think. You know, my memory's bad. But yeah. Child, it's gonna be messy. Ooh. And again, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not. It could all be made up. All of these names could just be made up. Who knows? But I just remember the Angelique, Angela something. It's because Angela's name is Angela. The girl's name started with an A. I can't remember, child. But anyway. Yes, it is messy. He said, is the side chick getting tested for the show? I don't know. Yeah, because we went to lunch right after his part 5 or 6. What part was that we went to lunch on? But and yeah, he was telling me about the text. He actually told me who the text is from, but listen, my name Wes, I ain't in that mess. And I'm gonna let Alex tell his own story. But I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. I can just go by what he says. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, this was us when we was at the thing right now. We had went to the CNS seafood and had some seafood. What is this right here? Oh, this is a video. This tea was burning hot from my tongue.
You know, I always come with the receipt.
So yeah, that we was just joking around and stuff, but he it is that.